Okay guys, thought I would do a video on what you don't need to know in Japan and how this will actually help you. What I find a lot having a channel and also speaking to foreigners who email me and stuff like this is they concentrate on the minutiae of very small things that don't really matter, and all they do is take up your time and get you away from your goals. So as an example, people will concentrate on what the law is and how do I do this and how do I do that and what's the regulation around this. We're talking about setting up a business, etc. But they spend no time actually analysing how they're going to do their business, what the market is for their business here, and how they're going to get their customer. But they concentrate on the minutiae of the business, the paperwork, the bureaucracy, the small things that don't really matter. If you don't have your business and your ideas perfectly in line, it doesn't matter. If your business is going to fail for other reasons, it's not going to fail because you didn't know the bureaucracy of setting it up. So a good example would be I've had this a couple of times, people wanting to set up a furniture business. So in Japan, there's a lot of old timbers and recycled timbers and even new timbers. And it's quite cheap. And there's a lot of foreigners who know how to make furniture. And they'll ask questions about registering their business, things of this nature. And that's not really what's important. These things are what you really don't really need to know, because obviously setting up a business and doing all this sort of thing, you can just pay someone $100 or $200 and they'll get the paperwork done for you. And this is not the important thing. The important thing is how are you going to get your customer? Is your customer going to like this product? What sort of disposable income do they have? How much is it going to cost you to get the customer? This is another question that people never think about, that it actually costs money to get a customer. So your advertising and things like this, do they actually like the product that you plan to sell? It might sell in your country, but will it sell here? And of all the people who want to set up furniture businesses, I don't know anyone who's actually made any money, and it just ends up to be a little side gig, and they end up, teaching English or whatever, and they might sell one wardrobe a year, but their initial plan was to be like a full-time furniture person or whatever. And if you have a look at this business, there's just no market here. So I'll often say, like, have you been in, how many Japanese houses have you been inside? And they'll say, oh, just a couple. And I say, well, if you go into anybody's bedroom, they generally use those hanger systems that you get for $20 at Daiso, and they hang up their clothes on these $20 systems. So they're not going to pay $2,000 for your bespoke wardrobe. And you're planning to set up in this sort of area, and the average income there is $22,000 a year. Are they going to spend 10% of their annual income on a wardrobe? These sort of questions, this is what you need to know. But setting up the business and the paperwork and the register, and where do I go here to do this, and how do I set up a bank account, and how I do blah, 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 it absolutely means nothing. These are things you really don't need to know. People know that here. You can just pay someone a couple $100 and they can do it for you. You don't need to have level 1 Japanese. All these things are things you don't need to have. My Japanese is very rudimentary. I can run my business with it. I can answer the phone. I can talk to customers, whatever. But it's far from JLPT1, because these things don't matter in business. What matters is your business now. How much marketing, how much research have you done? What experience do you have in this business? What information do you have about the customer here in Japan? How are you going to get the customer? These things are what's important. These are the things you need to know. And too many people, they just concentrate on these small things. And it's the same when they go and buy a house. they just look at price, and they just look at how big the house is, and they just go and buy it, and all the other things they don't even care about, which are the main things. What sort of future does the area have? Is there opportunities to do a business there? Are you going to thrive there? All these sort of things. But people just look at the very basic things, and they'll concentrate on, well, I need to go and get a scrivener, and I need to pay such and such a fee, and all these sort of things that don't really matter. They're the least of your concerns. When you buy a house, it's the area you should be most concerned with, and the house is secondary. But people always put the house first. They'll do all their research about all this nonsense about solicitors and conveyancers and scriveners and all this sort of bullshit. And what generally happens is they end up buying a house somewhere, and because they haven't concentrated on the things that matter, they just re-abandon it. And this is because their ideas and everything is just, they're wasting their time on the wrong things. They really need to concentrate on how their life's going to be and how they envision themselves in Japan. And most people just get caught up in the minutiae, and unless they sort of get slapped out of it or something, it's very hard to stop people doing it. They get sort of this one, they get on this one path, and it's very hard to get them off, and it's to their detriment. So you often find you have these shills as well, who offer like consulting and stuff, and they'll tell you, we can help you set up a business, and we can help you find a house, and we can help you this and that. But this is all just the minutiae. This is all just the paperwork. This is all just the bullshit. There's nothing of substance behind these people. They're just going to tell you, okay, you buy that house, you need this person, this person, this person. It's going to cost you $1,200 and whatever. And if you want to start up a business, you need to see this person, this person, and this person, and that's it. But as far as you know, being successful and whatever, they don't have any advice at all, because they haven't done anything themselves. Most of these people are just you know, low grade shills basically, and they've never done anything of substance, business wise or else. They're just offering this sort of bullshit basically, and people get in the wrong mindset, that they think everything's all about this. But if you want to thrive in Japan, you need to have knowledge, you need to have substance, you need to have real research. And a lot of these people that call themselves consultants and whatever, they've actually never done anything in their lives, and they wouldn't know how to run a business, and they wouldn't know how to choose an area properly. But they'll tell you that you need to get a scrivener and a solicitor. You know, that's about the extent of their advice. And people actually pay them money for this advice, and they're just off on the wrong track straight away, or they're on their track, and they're just being encouraged to keep on their track, because the people they seek out don't know any different from them. It's just absolutely crazy, and that's why a lot of people they come to Japan, and they end up re-abandoning their house, end up going home, and they get bitter about the place. And it's just because they just haven't really been mentored properly, and they think that everything's easy, but it's not. You have to put in the time, you have to put in the effort. You just can't go and talk to somebody and they're going to tell you to go here, there, and whatever, and your life's going to work out. That's just not how it works. Another thing I find as well with foreigners, and this is perfectly understandable, is they're chasing a dream. So they have a dream in mind that they want to come to Japan, and they want to do X business, for example. That's their dream business, to be in Japan, and they've got this image and whatever in their minds. But they don't know how to go about it properly. They sort of, they're trying to find a niche that doesn't exist. And that's a dangerous path to be on. So a lot of people have an idea that they want to be sitting on the beach every day, for example, in Australia, and they're going to open a business in Australia and they're going to be on the beach every day. Well, it's a good image to have, and it's a dream for many people, but you know, to actually be able to do it and have the right idea in the right place on the right beach in Australia, it's a different kettle of fish. And it's the same thing in Japan. If you have a dream to do a certain business, don't try and find the market for it. If the market's not here for it, you have to abandon the dream, or you have to find the location that's going to work for you, for your dream. And going through all this little minutiae about this is how you set up the business and this is the paperwork you need is not going to help you at all. What's going to help you is actually research, getting on the ground, speaking to as many people as you can, people who are in the business, people who failed in the business, people who are thriving in the business. These are the sort of things you really want to know. You don't want to get caught up in the minutiae, because all that's going to do is that's going to give you a false sense of security. And if you don't concentrate on the right things, and you're concentrating on these things that don't really matter, you're just going to set yourself up for disaster. So in my case, I've got a solid background in running restaurants and cafes. So this is what I wanted to do in Japan, and I had to choose the location. The house was secondary. So once I had my location, and we did 6 months of research of Japan, picking our location. We spoke to a lot of people in the councils. I've told this story many times, and it's not a matter of just getting on the IKEA bank and picking a house and opening up a cafe. It just doesn't work like that. You need to have a solid foundation of what you want to do. If you haven't got a lot of experience in the business, you need to really get a good mentor, and the location is what's going to make you successful or not. The house or the fit out of your cafe, in this case, you know, hospitality, the fit out of your restaurant or your cafe, it means absolutely nothing. How good your coffee tastes means very little. These are all very pretty much the minutiae of the business. You've got to concentrate on the big things, because the big things are what's going to make or break you. So anyway, guys, I'm almost back home. Sun's out, so hopefully the last of this snow is going to melt, and I can start digging these holes for the cat net. So anyway, guys, as always, hope you like the video.
Let's go walk a hole.